Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such usually go out on Twitter X. And yesterday I did publish the Midnight Suns episode. Tomorrow we will have another one. Just a quick reminder that I've been playing some demos here and there. I did manage the latest one. Atomic Heart was the latest one. I don't know why it didn't. Maybe I forgot to include it on the playlist there. But I also did recently the Altars demo. It's an upcoming game. I managed. It got released the demo very recently, and I did enjoy this one, and also a little bit of the Atomic Heart demo. And just as a reminder, I got the completed gameplay series also, which has the 4K gameplay series on the most recent ones, and the older ones, it's 1080p. And again, I will eventually, some of these games will replay them in 4K. And when that happens, I will let everybody know there. I think the channel, in terms of updates, I think that's it. I really need to do a channel update here. Some stuff here is not updated, but yeah, well, I need to get around having some time to do that. Not much to talk about here. In terms of hardware, it seems that some shippers, or at least some shipping companies, started shipping B580s because they mistook it for A580s. At least that's the excuse, or at least what they've been telling to the press. Because it seems that some customers that pre-ordered the B550s already received some of these GPUs. Again, might be another mistake, but the interesting part is that the fact that they mistook the B580 for A580. To a certain extent, it's fault of Intel, the naming scheme that they use for every product that they have. It's always a little bit messy to keep it up on par with them. Again, we know that the only thing in terms of GPUs, the naming scheme, the only thing that will be changing, at least so far, is the letters. Which indicates the generation of the GPU itself. So A for Alchemist, B for Battle Mage, then we'll have C. I don't know if they're going to have a C. We know that D supposedly it's Druid, but the class of the GPUs, it's the numbering scheme which maintains itself throughout the generations. But yeah, we already saw a lot of pictures, people receiving the GPU stuff there. Some of them are from Germany, if not mistaken. I think they somebody already managed to test the GPUs on, at least on more synthetic benchmarks. But then again, tomorrow, if not mistaken, is the launch day. I think between today and tomorrow we'll having a more comprehensive reviews of these GPUs. Usually I go about and check them on Hardware Unboxed and also on Gamers Nexus for more detailed and in-depth reviews of these GPUs comparatively with the GPUs that are already on the market. But yeah, it was, I don't know if they just saw 580 or 570, and in this case is the 580, 570 will only come in January. But I think they saw 580, they just ship it as it is without taking in account the embargo, let's say, for the of the shipping of the GPUs. But yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, in terms of hardware, this is it. Not much else here. That I saw some numbers of benchmarking. It's, again, synthetically, this GPU seems to perform better than 4060 and even a 7060. But then again, synthetic benchmarks with Intel usually perform better than on games. They decrease a little bit in terms comparatively with the results. It's not on par with the uplift in performance from synthetic to the games. I got also some news here from Band Studio. We saw some comments from the studio director or studio curator. I'm not sure, regarding that they were a little bit salty regarding the Days Gone and how things went about it. But it seems that they are developing new IP and supposedly it's a multiplayer game. I don't. From the comments that he did before, I thought they wanted to make continue to do single player games. At least that was my perception. Again, they did Days Gone and Siphon Filter franchise. They work on those games. So my perception was that they want to continue to work on single player games, given if might be open world games or not, or adventure games, whatever it is. My idea was not they wanted to change the direction for multiplayer games, but given that they are a PlayStation studio, I'm not surprised that they got those directions, especially from the time of the launch of the game. They launched this game, the Days Gone, on 2019, and we saw that between 2020, 2021-ish, again with the lockdown stuff, a lot of people were online playing games, and I think Sony tried to ramp up multiplayer throughout their old studios because we got, for example, we got the Concord game. We're going to have Marathon. It's an upcoming, again, multiplayer game. We've been seeing a lot of multiplayer games coming out by the fact that they were incentivizing producing these games or starting making these games at the time of the lockdowns when people were basically at home and they have more free time, assuming that they have more free time to play games, and they thought they can try and, I don't know, make money out of it. But yeah, there is no, the only official information is that they confirmed that it's going to have multiplayer elements and an open world. But then again, doesn't mean that it's going to be fully multiplayer, but it might be because of some job listings that appeared that they seem to require some multiplayer expertise, mainly because these guys, they were more in line with single player games. So that's why I think they were kind of forced in that to make this game as a multiplayer, or maybe they in the meantime in the production cycle they managed to negotiate and, given the conditions of the market, try to scale down the multiplayer aspects of it. I don't know. We also had, for example, Helldivers 2, but Helldivers 2 is already a multiplayer game, but in a different way, but it's coming also from PlayStation publishing, first party studios there. But yeah, another this, we'll have to wait and see. From all intents and purpose, Days Gone seems to be a pretty good game. It's a shame that, and it still is a pretty excellent PC port. From all the things that I saw on the review when the PC port came out, it's a shame that it is from publishing arm of Sony. I usually recommend this game when it's on sale, especially from GOG, because you don't have the shenanigans of the PSN requirements, plus the fact that you need to ping online every time you play the game. The older games that are being published by Sony from 2023 and older usually don't have that PSN requirement if they are single player. But yeah, it seems a pretty good game. It's one of those that I'm also curious on trying one of these days. Then, in terms of announcements, we got a new game, a roguelike exploration and vehicle game, TankHead. They got a couple of trailers, the announcement trailer or the launch trailer, and then a gameplay overview. Very interesting game. The roguelike aspects, it seems that you have like a mission to follow through. And again, you will need consecutive tries. But it's the fact that the gameplay aspects of it, you are basically a drone. You have to build basically a tank and upgrade the tank and maintain the tank while you go about the scenarios there, fighting against other tanks. Then you've got the final boss for each stage to try and reach for the next level until you reach the end game. But the mechanics there, where you can, you have the drone that docks in the tank itself. Then you fight. Then you can go for your enemies and scrap parts. You can pick up parts to install in your tank. There is an economy around that. And exploration also. I think you can undock the drone, navigate the drone to explore places where the tank cannot go. And I think you can only do the scavenging and all that jazz on the drone side of things. But it's, yeah, very interesting mechanics. Got me curious. The only negative thing so far is it seems that it's only available on Epic Game Store, which is a shame. I went to the site and there is only information on Epic Game Store, so I didn't delve into Steam. But again, even on this press release, it says it's only available on Epic Game Store, which is a shame. I usually know I don't buy games on the Epic Game Store, but yeah, it seems a pretty good game and very interesting. I think if you like this kind of roguelite games here, especially with the tanks and everything, seems interesting. I do recommend you checking out the trailer. It seems pretty good for me. But yeah, it's a shame that it's only available on Epic Game Store. Then lastly, we got kind of a thing here regarding some comments from Witcher 4 from the voice actor of Geralt. I remember seeing this news, and I think I covered that. I'm not sure. I remember seeing this a few months ago, or a few years ago. I don't really remember. And supposedly, in the new interview about the comments that he made about The Witcher 4, it seems that he got a slap in the wrist from CD Projekt Red. Again, I think from the comments given a few years ago, back in 2015, I think after the launch of The Witcher 3, a senior writer basically told we felt that we owed Geralt a proper goodbye and decided to part ways with a boom. I think good stories must have an ending. You cannot extend them indefinitely, and we felt that Geralt has had such an amazing adventure, and his saga is already so long and complex that it seemed like a good point to think about an appropriate finale for the story. Again, we always knew after The Witcher 3 came out and after this kind of comments that they were sealing the journey of Geralt in this trilogy. So yeah, again, if you play the game, you know, but at the end he basically retires in a big party and everything. Um, but yeah, it's interesting that the comments that he made was basically in that sense. Um, that at the time he said, The Witcher 4 has been announced. I can't say anything about it. What we know is that Carol will be part of the game. We just know how much. Again, there were some rumblings that he might be like a side character or like a mentor role kind of a thing there. Again, but we don't know any details officially. But yeah, everybody knew that he wasn't going to be the main protagonist. Um, but yeah, he continued at the time and said, and the game won't focus on Geralt, so it's not about him this time. Again, the main protagonist thing here. We don't know we don't know who it's about. I'm excited to find out. I want to know. I have not seen any script yet. I couldn't tell if I did. This is the thing. I could be lying throughout my teeth, but I'm not, or am I? But yeah, now in a more recent interview, basically he was referencing the previous interview and he said, I did go online and said something about this, and then I got slapped by CD Projekt Red because I don't know how true it is. I went off on the rumor and yada, yada, yada. Basically, he got a slap in the wrist. Basically, it got the shut up treatment there. But yeah, because in terms of officially, there is only this. I think it's the game director Sebastian Kalemba. I'm thrilled to announce that Project Polaris, so Witcher 4, has entered the full-scale production phase with new colleagues just around the corner. It's the talented and hardworking people. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Who make me believe we can together make the upcoming Witcher saga a remarkable experience. No stopping now. Stay tuned for what's on the other side of the coin. This is from couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, give or take. It's the official information that we have. Again, everything else is basically a lot of rumors, and yeah, again, we all knew that Witch 3 was the final chapter, let's say, for Geralt, which in the lore itself, if not mistaken, on the books, you see the world throughout the point of view of Geralt, even though it is sometimes not the main character of the stories, but everything that you see is from his point of view to a certain aspect. At least that's my perception of the books. I never read the books, but even for the game, you basically a part of something bigger. The that it's happening on the world itself. You just go along and witness a story being made, let's say, on the world itself. Even though you have again the game to make it more compelling, you have kind of a say on certain things that happen on the game in terms of decisions that are made that affect the world itself. But yeah, uh, there is rumors that Ciri is going to be the main character. I'm not sure if it is the best way to go about it. I think if they are going to wrap things, I think they should leave it alone. Siri, Geralt, they went their different ways. Their different ways. They went about their way. I think there was rumors that it's going to introduce a new school or something like that for the purpose of the game itself on The Witcher 4. I think it might be interesting introducing a new school, even though we never explored that much other schools of The Witcher. I think there are six or something like that. If there was something that might be introducing something like another point of view of the world in another part of the world that might be happening in the same time or very close after the events of The Witcher, and where you can cross path with Geralt here and there, might be something interesting to explore as long as it maintains itself true to the lore. But then again, with CD Projekt Red, with all their new acronym mafia programming that they have there inside of the company, I'm not sure how that will be viable at this point in time. But yeah, basically this is what I got here. Today we will get later the Game Awards, if not mistaken. Today the 12th, I think it's today, if not mistaken. Probably tomorrow I will check the trailers and everything that might interest me and covering. But yeah, in terms of news, this is what I got my attention here. I don't see that there is a lot of stuff happening in the YouTuber scenario, even though I usually don't like to cover that. There is a lot of people already covering that in more detail with more videos than I can ever could. So yeah, I will leave it at that. But we got good things. We got gaming deals. We still have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 85% off. We got Children of Morta 75% off. Also, we got the Atomic Card around 65% on all editions. They launched a new. No, they are going to launch a new DLC, the third one out of four, January 28 next year. And I already, again, as I mentioned, I already did a gameplay of the demo. We got No Man's Sky 60% off. Now it's in a better deal. Before usually is about 50 to 55%. Now it's 60. We got Cyberpunk here because of the new update 2.2. I covered that yesterday. I think the Ultimate Edition is the better one. 48% off again for almost the full price of a game. You can get an excellent game at this point in time, plus all the mods that you can install. Then we got also Aliens Dark Descent, seems to be a pretty good one. My only complaint is I don't enjoy that much real-time strategy. I prefer turn-based strategy. But yeah, it seems that this game is pretty good and it's 55% off. We got also Jagged Alliance free, 50% off. We got Dredge, Lovecraftian story and environments here, plus all the fishing mechanics there on this game. Seems pretty interesting. 50% off on the base game. And then we got also Lies of P. I always mistake this name. 40% off. There's going to be supposedly still there is no confirmation of the launch of the DLC. But yeah, it's planned and it's coming out soon, I assume. And lastly, we got Pacific Drive again. This game is one of those again roguelike kind of a game with exploration and all the management that you have to do around the car. Seems to be a pretty excellent game, and it's got very positive reviews all over the place, and it's 40% off. But yeah, today is it for that I got here for news and deals. I will leave it with a plug on my Patreon for access support. The access support is more in line for me to try and get a better storage solution for now. to see if I can manage to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunami Master out.